today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials down 75, NASDAQ off 7, S&P's off 8, gold contract up $16.70, trading $18.78. We had silver up 48 cents, $24.53 an ounce. Light sweet crude flat, $41.63 a barrel. Notes and bonds. The 10 years up 2 ticks, trading 138.13. The 30 is up 12 at 173.20, and King Dollar didn't hold price yesterday, folks. King Dollar's going to make that run. I think we'll see it today at that 91, but it's going for it. You're down 20 ticks. You're at 92.274. The euro's at 118. The yen is out here at 103.73, and the British pound is at 132 to 1 the U.S. dollar. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
Boy, there's lots of stories driving this market on a Friday, man, coming into Thanksgiving holiday week next week.
I know, man. And normally, folks, okay, that you kind of, glide through the next couple days. It's going to be intriguing, and of course, what ended up happening last night, right as soon as the market closed, is that, you had a little flare-up between the Treasury and the Fed as to that $455 billion that's hanging out there and hasn't been used at the Fed yet, and the Treasury would like it back. It's going to be intriguing to see what happens with that, man.
Yeah, I mean, the market shakes it off in no time, man. Really, by 5 in the morning-ish, you were back up to the highs of almost yesterday.
Yes. After
you had the Secretary of the Treasury and the Chairman of the Federal Reserve issuing statements kind of conflicting on the best course of action. And it's Powell's always said the risk is doing too little, not too much, right?
Right.
And so you're seeing those opposing views play out, and, the Biden administration, those programs can be turned back on, but you're talking about exactly, it's November 20th, January 20th, 2 months exactly. And the market seems to shake it off pretty quickly to 35.70 in the S&Ps.
There's no doubt. And what's intriguing about this, folks, okay, this is a hard one to actually figure out, because what's intriguing is that I can understand the Treasury wanting the money back, because one of the main programs, the Main Street Lending Program, basically hasn't gone off the ground. So that money's kind of sitting there. So, if you can trust the Treasury, and then it's like, okay, I want it back, and I'm going to use it for something else spread across the country, because that's a resource, right?
Sure.
I can see it. I think it may be a trust issue between, both bureaucracies. Like, okay, so what are you going to do with it? That's what I really want to know.
Yeah, I mean, they got a list up here of, the programs that Mnuchin is looking to end, and then the 4 that are continuing for a period of 90 days.
Right.
You have quotes in here saying, and I forget, there's a lot jumping around, but these programs usually would extend beyond that area just to make sure that as we see some volatility like we are seeing now, even as we come out of something like this, that they're still available. But we'll see what happens. The market doesn't seem to think it's a big deal right now at all.
No, I'm one with you. So let's go look at the dollar. This is going to be interesting. So we'll see how this shakes out, folks. The dollar set up again yesterday that bottom line is going to go after this low. And, we'll see. It's just kind of hanging here. The high of the low is the 92.399, and we're in it again, So this is, if we break this number, bottom line, you're going to be at 88 pretty quick. And I think this is going to be predicated on the pound and the euro. That's the way this seems to be setting up, and that'll be predicated on can they actually get a Brexit deal done. The pound looks to me like, you can see it's hanging up at these highs. You had a spike high at 134 going all the way back to this 21st of September. And that's where it looks like it wants to go, man. I mean, so.
Yeah. Hey, how about that Foot Locker, those numbers?
Yeah.
And you know, like anything else, right? I mean, we've seen Home Depot and Lowe's have 24 and 30% same-store sales. Foot Locker same-store sales, I'm trying to pull it up. I think it was about 7%.
That's a monster number,
7.7% same-store sales. They were looking for a decline of 1.2. They took in $1.21. They were looking for 63. But my expectation is that they may see some problems in the future as this thing sold off from 44.18 to under 40 at one point. You're still down 1.3% on same-store sales of 7.7% when they were looking for a decline. And how does Foot Locker have same-store sales of 7.7% growth, man? That is staggering in terms of how these companies have navigated. I mean, I mentioned on my show that the expectations were obviously not high enough for how these companies could adapt, man, in this type of an environment.
And I think what you have in here, this is saying, you know, this is probably this is kind of interesting how it works. This is probably part of the stay-at-home deal that actually more folks are wearing, you know, sneakers, man. I mean, it's like, because for a Foot Locker, first off, you gotta want to go buy a pair of sneakers. Then you got to go to the mall. They're all at malls. And it's like malls aren't doing any business. Well, guess what? You know, Foot Locker is, right? I mean, it's like...
It is. It is. Listen, for sure, man. Yeah, I was trying to even pull up more of the numbers. You know, they ended the quarter with 3,032 stores. They had 3,129 at the beginning of the year, so they've closed about 100 stores. With close to $2 billion in liquidity, they believe the company is well prepared, both financially and operationally, to continue $2 billion. That's a good number as we're nearing the end of this, hopefully, too, right? 3, 6, 9 months, whatever it is.
Right. And, you know, one of the Tigers are telling us in the den, look at this. They try to buy sneakers 3 times direct from ASICS, ASICS, and they're out of stock. So people are wearing them. I got sneakers on today. They're comfortable anyway. I mean, but you know,
it's a more casual workplace environment across the whole globe right now, man, with people working from home.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of the higher volume equities out here, and you'll see we get any volume out here today. You got Fuel Cell Energy is the number one. That's up 22 cents. You got Pfizer up 51 cents. Where we go? It's really interesting. Like a lot of these stocks that actually have high volume, you don't hear of a lot. Interesting, man. Blink Charging is up 10%. That's up 2.66. You got Carnival down 25 cents. Wells Fargo's up 38.
Yeah, Tesla hanging out right at $500. It looks like to end the week so far.
I'm telling you.
Nothing like a 25% equity surge for the week for Tesla. From 400 to 500. I can do simple math. 25%.
It's, you know, it's amazing, man. It really is. I want to just see something here for a second. So, now's
the time to buy, folks. 500. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's
amazing. You know, it's like, what do you do?
So you're paying $224 for $1 earnings. $224.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's a company like Amazon? What's their PE up to right now?
MZE, that is 89.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, right? I mean, because
you always want to look at the comparable, and they're not comparable, but I'm just I know Amazon has a huge multiple. It certainly
is, because it's like,
you know, and I think they deserve it. I think Tesla probably deserves it. Whether you deserve 100 or 200, that's where it gets tough. You know,
it does, because Amazon's already proved itself. You know, Amazon's problem is going to be that someone wants to shut it down. You know,
I agree. They're going to get too big too quick.
Folks. Tommy and I come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials down 168. Nasdaq is off 8. S&P's off 17.5. And, we'll see where this shakes out. I saw you saw that cocoa deal, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. I spent a considerable amount of time, more than I usually do on most stories, going through it just because of how fascinating it is. The world of delivery, right, when it comes to trading futures and commodities, man.
Yep.
And how occasionally you have a player come into that spot. Let me see. I got the article, so why not? We'll reference. So it has to do with Hershey deciding to buy their cocoa from the ICE Futures Exchange as opposed to buying it in the physical market. That is because you have Ivory Coast and Ghana, who produce 70% of the cocoa, added a 15% premium. Interestingly, I found in here that, it says Hershey supports the initiatives. Here it is. It has long supported the initiatives to improve farmer livelihood, and that includes Ghana and Ivory Coast living income differential, as the 400 a ton premium is known. We support it wholeheartedly. We're just going to take our business to the futures market and not pay it.
Right. And I have a cocoa chart up here, folks, okay? And just look at this chart. So in the last 5 days, you've gone from 2,332 a ton to 2,700. So you're going.
And I believe you're on the March there. I see on the top. Can you get on the December, because that's what they talk about? Is that this is and it's all shifting, but the premium as well.
That's right. It's more money. Yeah. Let's see.
Was in the
CCH.
Yeah, here it is. So
CCHZ. Maybe.
The trade sent the December futures, the first to expire after the implementation of the living income differential, the 15% premium, to a premium of more than $250 a metric ton over the March contract. There you go. So you're at 29.15, and the other one was.
Oh, look at this! Oh my God.
Yeah, like a rocket. Is that that's a daily? Wow. So, and for anybody that wasn't listening, just jumping around, that they say 30,000 metric tons so far exchange deliveries have so far reached 30,000 metric tons in cocoa, either in the normal delivery or through private settlements. And that any position over 10,000, you have to have a hedge exemption, which means you literally have to prove that it has commercial use. So very few people could come in and buy the, Hershey being one of them, though, man.
And
pretty cool.
Now, this is what the deal is, folks, that on the other side of that, meaning what you don't know is then when Hershey is going to stop buying off the futures market, right? And
Yes.
then turn around and go back, into the Ghana coast.
Definitely.
Because
they're not going to abandon the area that produces 70% of the cocoa.
Yeah, and the bottom line is that if you ever seen these villages, folks, okay, the bottom line, they need the money, man. I mean, it's a joke,
Well, that's why I had to point out the hypocrisy of saying
it's insane.
we're one of the biggest chocolate companies in the world. Of course, we support. I mean, they're literally called, what does it say, living income distribution or living income differential.
Yeah, and you're talking short money. For what, I had the numbers before because I was into this big time. I used to trade cocoa a lot, like about 7 years ago for 3 or 4 years. And then I really dug into how it works. And the differential is sick. And what I mean by sick is that, let's say if the farmer gets $1, by the time he gets even to the CME, it's like $4.
Yeah, I'm sure, right?
It's by the time we buy
the middlemen in the process
good chocolate
all the way
bar,
up.
I mean, it's through the roof. So it's
I mean, part of it, just and listen, everybody has some type of a sweet tooth for chocolate or thereabouts, and they say though that chocolate makers usually use cocoa traders and processors as intermediary when buying beans. A large majority also don't process their own cocoa, having their beans ground by others, or buying cocoa butter, which accounts for about 20% of a milk chocolate bar. So there you go.
Right.
Cocoa butter is 1/5 of it right there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that silver market. So this is a good little deal for any of us, for our gold and silver and metal bills. Oh, we're going to copper next. Wait till you see this. But this is setting up nice, man. Particularly coming into a weekend. Weekends, folks, and down markets, and that's what we've had, is pretty intense. Bottom line is that, we get some juice even inside the silver contract. Now, if you want to see something that is saying, number one, that the dollar will break the lows, and that not just silver and gold, this is telling me, and you've heard me yap on this for the last couple months, that we're in a commodity bull. And if that's what's going to happen, folks, you'll see all commodities go. What happens is that normally if you get a commodity bull, one sector goes, then another sector goes, then another sector goes, then the dollar goes, and then everything goes. This is a monster move, man. The copper's up 9 pennies this morning. This is like, really? And it's up, and it's up good. When you take a look at the continuous contract, I think I had in the gold report like $4 and something, man. I mean, $4.08. It has to take out this one area first, but this thing could really go topside. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so you take out, so 332 is the next number. You take out 332, though, right up here, well, it's 379 next one, before you'd really get some big flack. We traded there for about a year. So if that's what you get, that's saying that, bottom line is that commodities in general, are basically going topside, and we'll see if that breakdown in the dollar comes. It's hung tough. There's no doubt about that, man. It's hung tough in a big way.
Hey, how about, can we jump to the FireEye? Do you see their deal with Blackstone, how Blackstone got $400 million in convertible preferred stock at $18 when the stock was trading at $14.20 something? And immediately that stock jumps to almost $18. It's excuse me, what is it? I have it up here. FEYE, I believe.
Okay.
Yes. It's given back some of it pretty quickly.
But here, tell me that again, what happened
Yeah,
here?
so Blackstone invested, and this is what I was just trying to even go through more of it.
Yeah.
Right, in terms of FireEye to get a $400 million investment led by Blackstone. Clear Sky's another company in here. Blackstone and Clear Sky are going to purchase $400 million of the convertible preferred stock And this is where I don't at a price of $1,000 a share. I'm not sure what that translates to in a normal share, but they're going to get it at 18, and it was trading at $14 and change. So of course you have big private cap, buying.
Yep.
Let's see separately. Yeah. So that's the information out there. I'm not sure how much they pay for a preferred convertible share, but they're going to get a board seat as well.
So what will come out here, folks, which we don't have, as Tommy's saying, because I'm looking at this too. Preferred shares normally have an interest rate with them. Like, Warren Buffett's deal is always preferred shares, always 10%, right. Okay? He charged 10% to Goldman, 10% to GM, okay? And then you have the conversion aspect, and the conversion aspect normally can be 4 or 5 years, so you get a real fluctuation. But that is intriguing, man. Yeah. And
they have one of their, Viral Patel, it looks like, senior managing director at Blackstone, is going to be on the board there. So they're kind of putting a big investment into that. $500 million, right?
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah.
Dow down 136. NASDAQ is up 6. S&P's off 12. We'll come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now down 123. NASDAQ's up 4. S&P's are down 11.5. And we had a question there, Tom, about when I say commodity, would oil be included? It would. I'm not bullish oil, but the bottom line, folks, when you get a commodity bull going, everything will go. And the commodity bill goes when the dollar gets destroyed. That's how this shakes out here. I'll show you. If we do, you can see this. One of the largest ones we had were from that 2002 area, and you're going to see what happened with the dollar. Let's see. So we go. What year are we in? 2020.
Right.
There we go. I know, man. It's sick. You're going to see that that rundown. See that rundown? 2002, dollars at 120. Bang. Straight down to 80. Look at that. I mean,
huge.
That's intense. And when that happens, because the commodities are priced in dollars, folks, okay? So there's always that correlation.
That's one of the coolest analysis I like listening to right now, people where they think the dollar's going, because the estimates are just like insanely wide for the variance. Sometimes like a 20% decline. No, it's going to be fine, right? It might be a few percentage points. And I'm sure there's people out there saying, of course, it's going to go up.
Yeah,
so
it's intense, and
it is.
I'd say the next one, every time that I start getting bullish on bonds, it doesn't last long. I mean, in the last 7 or 8 years, I've probably been bullish like 10 days. I mean, bearish in 10 days.
7 days.
Yeah,
exactly.
because it changes. And
the last one was like 72 hours, I think.
It was
before the shift.
And right now, I'm telling you, this wants to break back inside, folks. I mean, it's pretty amazing watching it, and it totally makes sense to me too, because the bottom line is that the amount of debt that's out there, the rates can't go up if anyone's going to pay their bills. And I'm talking about governments, too. And so, what happens, and this is intriguing, because in the gold market, folks, I always hear day and night whether it's gold people on or whether, okay, governments are going to default. Listen, third world governments have been defaulting forever. Argentina's defaulted so many times, it's insane. First world governments, they just print money. If we've learned anything, that's all. You don't have to default. You just print more money. And so the print more money.
You're the world store of value, the dollar, right? So
right.
You'd print money until you weren't, as opposed to going BK, because you're the world store of value.
Exactly.
You don't want to do it to a stupid level, because then you won't be the world store of value. You'll inflate, but
if it comes down to that, they will.
Right.
That's because once you're off that side, it's like, okay, I'm going to stop printing money now. No, they're not going to stop printing money. It's so much easier. Just hit the digital button. It's not even printing money anymore, folks. Okay, it's just basically, putting, the digital number on, the left-hand side of your balance sheet. Exactly.
Digital money supply. Totally.
Yeah. Right.
Totally.
Pretty wild, man. No doubt. So
how about Bitcoin? You got to jump to Bitcoin, all right?
Yes. Talk about
pulling it up, and how about we're back. I mean, we just made, again, if you saw it, look at this pop we just got, man. Since 9 a.m. this morning, you just traded from 18,200, 18,790. New highs made at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah. And this time, folks, what you're going to see, well, you saw it last time, but this is what cracks me up about just markets in general. You got everyone coming out now saying it's real. It's like, okay, this is it. And it's like, wow, man, okay. We just went from 3,900 in March to 18,000, and now it's real. I was like, okay.
Yeah, you got to buy Bitcoin at 20,000. You got to buy Tesla at 500.
Yeah, right. And it's not real at 3,900. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Pretty
that story I was talking about again today, man. Do you see? So you have a perfect chart back. I mean, these years, it's not that long ago, right? Bitcoin, 2015, you were in the 200s range for a long time. I mean, as this thing ticked across. And that article about poker players and all in Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
So the cool part was that I was not playing a lot of poker, but people who did it professionally, this was a big site from America. It is a big site from America called America's Card Room. And it's a big site because you can do transactions in Bitcoin. So what ended up happening, the major point that I didn't get a chance even to mention on our show yesterday was that these people playing this game were forced into Bitcoin, right? So they were forced to adapt. They were forced, if you wanted to play, and they're in a highly speculative industry anyway, so you're prone to being willing to make a risk-reward analysis. You're on these offshore Costa Rican sites. You don't keep a lot of money on there. It can go BK overnight, but there's massive returns. So they're forced to start doing transactions, and what ends up happening is there's speculative investors anyway playing online poker. A good portion of them keep their money in Bitcoin when it's withdrawn. If they're winning players, they're making good money. They're making tens of thousands a month, some of them. And they became multi-millionaires, tens of millions, even hundreds of millions. Some people are speculated, right? But in the gambling business, man, and I know this for a fact, people are making hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million or more some months on the swings.
Right.
And you had some big players, man, that just really said, you know what, I'm going to gamble it up, man. I'm going to keep like $1 million in Bitcoin, man, because guess what? I just won $3 million in 6 months. All right? Now, these things happen in the market, and, you know, and you're talking about 9 figures, man.
And that's a world market. That's a world market. You're talking not the United States of America. You're talking everywhere.
These are all across the globe, exactly. Where you had because this is a big site all across the globe. It's not just for U.S. players, because the U.S. player pool is so big on there. You also have players from Europe and so forth on that site doing business in Bitcoin. But pretty cool, man, to see, because I've met that guy Nagy, the CEO, down in Costa Rica or Dominican Republic. One of them, they do a big tournament.
Right.
Yeah, pretty cool.
It's amazing, actually.
Bitcoin. Hey, there's a lot of people. It didn't take a lot of money when it was at $250, and it was there for a long time. Years,
right. Well, and it had what it had in that article too. Remember, it had the aspect of they always worry about they try to get delta neutral at the end of the day, folks, because it's so volatile. It's great when it's going up for them, but if it's going down and you're trying to trade it, it's like, oh, my God, it just went down $2,000. They got to pay their players anyway. Now, all of a sudden, they get all Bitcoin. They got to get rid of their Bitcoin. Yeah.
No, they're not Bitcoin traders, right? They're in the business of providing a poker site and making the rake. And that's a WBN, yes. And they convert fiat as soon as possible. But, man, that's what some of these swings, they don't even have time before Bitcoin moves 10% or something like that. So, yeah.
You know, I didn't send you that other article. Did you see that article this morning about the odds makers in Vegas?
I did not.
Okay, so what this is about, folks, okay, when everything shut down, right, they had decided that, okay, we got to find sports somewhere. So they're searching all over the world for sports. And the bottom line is that they found plenty of sports. People start betting like crazy again, okay? And the most popular one was Russian ping pong.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And they had 16 different teams, right? And what you're going to get out of it more than anything, folks, which is pretty cool, is this, is that the world will bet on everything. That's what I got out of it more than anything. And that's what the sports makers themselves saying, this is phenomenal, man, that it took them, 2 or 3 weeks to get acclimated to okay, what are going to be the odds for this? What are the odds that, the basketball teams are playing in a place that no one's home, so what is the edge on that? It's a pretty cool article, particularly us in the trading business.
One thing we can trust for the integrity, it's Russian ping pong matches. So gamble, confidently on that.
32
sure.
guys.
Talk about needing action.
Stay right there. So, folks, Tommy and I come right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's down 120, Nasdaq's up 14, S&Ps are off 11. Let's go to John in Orlando. John, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, Tom. Tommy, how you doing?
Good, man. Yourself?
Morning, John.
Good, very good. I wish you both happy Thanksgiving next week. And I have a stock out. If you can look at some of the technicals, BABA.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that, because I can't wait for turkey. Gobble, gobble, gobble. So you got Alibaba. So it's a powerhouse, no doubt about that. The low's 169, the high's 319. They had astronomical numbers. I think you know those numbers, Tom. The stock popped but went down. So do you own this right now, John?
No, I'm looking to get in. I don't know if it's a value here or not.
This is interesting, too, when you say a value. So you're paying $26 for $1 of earnings. I would. This has another gap down below. It looks to me like it wants to go to this breakout area. This was one of these. Tom, what was the number? It was like some astronomical number that they came
out. They did like $50-70 billion on Singles Day, right?
Right. And, you had the pop, and it lasted all of one day. And so it's like, okay, that's not enough. But what that's telling me that where it broke out from, that's where I think it's backing into. It was the monster breakout in July, and that's what equities like to do. Particularly, this thing came down hard. This came down from the 304 to 257. The Chinese government's not happy with Jack Ma. Not that
no.
So
it's not what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Right.
So, right in there, John, the 225 or something. If you get down there with light volume, I think you got action, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a gap down on to 225. You're saying, right?
Yeah, that's a major breakout. And the thing, folks, over a long period of time, this is something. If you're a long-term investor, man, this is always cool to remember. It's not like every equity will go down there, but percentage-wise, it's a very high percentage that's what happens. And as long as you come down there with light volume, it's no big deal, and you test it. And, if you have volume at the highs and you're coming down like that and you test it, that is like a classic trade that, most times you're going to do very well on it. So.
Right. Okay, thanks. That helps a lot. Thank you.
Cooking, brother. Have a great
Thanks,
one, man.
John. Have a great Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen with Z, man. The bottom line is all he says is just pull the plug on you, right? The president of China, Tom, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, right, exactly.
And the aspect of, because these companies have got so big
in China, you don't want to be against the government, period. It sounds like he's not quite the golden boy right now, to say the least.
Right.
Over there, and that should be a little worrisome, man.
Yeah. At least for another few months. It's happened before. It happened at Alibaba. And then, they basically got him out of that. I mean, then they didn't. I don't think they realized that Ant was going to be bigger than Alibaba, and he did though. He says, "Now I'm going to the banking business. Now you can have the retail business, man."
The whole thing's pretty interesting too, because I think probably since then, though, you have Xi getting dictator for life status, basically. So maybe that changes things now that he can run forever. And he's got a clamp hold that he's really not going to allow anyone tech genius savvy, especially somebody like Jack Ma, to become a big leader and world player.
And you can imagine that young people on their cell phones, Jack Ma is probably like Superman, right?
I agree. He should fear him.
Yeah,
a lifelong dictator.
Right.
You better fear a tech giant that's marveled by the young, right?
Exactly. Yeah, no
for
doubt.
sure, man.
877-927-6648.
And that one, just to add to it, that's just a quantifiable risk, though, man. It's a great company, right?
It definitely
just talking about poker, all right?
Yeah.
It's a higher risk. It's quantifiable. And that company is probably, not going away anytime soon.
No,
in the
it's
same
not. It's not.
Respect,
I'd buy those at breakouts for the second. I mean, for what we're talking about, the aspect, I don't think China's ever going to be free, but they like making money too. That's the other side of it. You know what I'm saying?
He wants to run the world.
Yeah.
He wants Chinese companies to run the world.
Right.
So that's exactly. And to bring it even one further step, like every company is kind of a state company over there a little bit.
Oh,
right? Yeah. But not the same as like a Saudi Aramco. That I would never touch that thing ever. Period.
That's right. Because it's too spread out in China. Not too spread out, but it's spread out for a good reason. Do you know what I mean?
China would be fine if Alibaba even went away overnight. It wouldn't be great for the country, but they'd be fine. Saudi Aramco is Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So you're basically they're not going to be paying you. They're going to be paying themselves in Saudi Arabia, versus that company is a successful company that's going to dominate for a long time, in the world probably.
And those special dividends are going to be coming in, folks.
Isn't that? I know. They needed cash, man. The royal family needed cash. Special dividend.
They were walking around money.
It didn't take long. Special dividends. Keep them coming. Let's go. The royal family. Get it done.
Unreal.
That's Saudi Aramco. How big was that special dividend? What was it? 150? It was big.
It was a monster. Yeah. There was no doubt. It was an absolute monster deal. Let's go take a look at good old Apple and Microsoft again. These babies just haven't been moving, man. Yeah, there it is. So Apple's sideways today. Microsoft sideways too, man. In both cases, this is really getting interesting, man. It's, and these stocks, the reason I keep bringing it up, folks, is that when you're trading the NDX 100, to me, that's all you have to watch is both of them. You watch both of them, and for some reason that they can't move. And what we had yesterday, folks? Now, this is intriguing. We had, all the ETF structures rejected lower price with lighter volume, and when that does that, in the way I look at markets, that's saying, okay, you need higher price. So if we look at the SPY, you're going to see, the SPY, yesterday you did 59 million. Bottom line, day before coming down, you're 70 million. You're going against like 85, so you get a little pop, right? That being said, the NASDAQ composite, now this is telling me, this is a divergence. The NASDAQ composite actually got to a lower low, but we had an expansion in volume. So when that happens, that is saying that that's the way that the market wants to go, meaning the NASDAQ composite. So it's really intriguing because of the case that the NDX 100 is still at least, it's the weakest index out here. And Apple and Microsoft can't move. So my take is that the NDX 100 is still going lower, man. We'll see how that shakes out. But that's the way it's looking for me.
Yeah, I know. I saw Dave White in there talking about Microsoft trying to kind of mimic some of the Zoom features with an update they have out there from Microsoft Teams. It'd be interesting because I've talked about my friends and I, just user experience. Zoom seems to be the easier way to go with some of that interactivity. You don't have to pay for it. But Zoom's up like 6% today, probably having to do with some of these shutdowns.
Well,
right,
you know what?
happening.
I'm talking about Apple. Remember I says I think I'm going to go to Apple phone? I know I am now. I was showing a house last night, and there's a lot of people coming in from out of town, right? And the person said, "Can you FaceTime me on it?" I says, "That's it, man. This fucking phone's gone." I'm getting because that was stupid. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, right.
Welcome to the revolution.
I know, man.
we
Stay
go.
right there. Tommy and I come right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar's worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow is down 139. Nasdaq is up 15. S&Ps are off 12. And let's just quickly go inside that Dow and see what's putting a little pressure on it. So, oh, look at these. It's still the drugstores. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, United Health minus 25, Boeing 18, Visa 10, American Express 10. Well, there's actually just not too many that are positive. Nike is the best performer inside the Dow right now.
That's probably Foot Locker is what's going on there on Nike, maybe, because
sure.
I see some volatility last night. Same store sales is 7%. The market likes Foot Locker.
Means
People buying
buy
sneakers.
more Nikes, exactly.
Totally, man. And you were talking about, I realized I did. I got a pair of sneakers right as COVID started. Birthday's in late March, so I got a pair of sneakers then. And then I bought a pair of sneakers for somebody else in May or something like that. So people are buying shoes, man, and they're buying sneakers. There you go.
Yeah. not these. These ones are new, but I need some new ones myself right now.
You need some fresh kicks?
I do.
We'll get you some fresh kicks. Okay.
You can only wash them so many times.
You can, yeah. You know, use those for those white soles. A tip out here as we end the program, folks.
Yeah.
Use one of those Mr. Clean white sponges for those white soles. If you got white soles, man, get them perfect.
Mr. Clean white sponges. I like it.
You know, what are they called? Those white sponges, right? I think they're
you
Mr.
told me
Clean.
I have one. I know what you're saying.
For the white soles, which are very in.
Right.
When we're when we're out in public doing things, at least when the world comes back, I like those white soles and those white sponges, folks. They do wonders. There you go. Keep them nice and fresh.
That's right. Stay right.
You can only
TFNN.
clean them so many times. I'm gonna have to get myself some new shoes. You know, everybody, it's the pent up demand, man, right?
Yeah,
you go buy some new wardrobes for the new parties, for the new vacations, there you go, totally.
Breakout City.
That's right, man.
Stay right there, folks. We got Think or Swim coming up next. And I'm Mr. Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Look at him, folks.